We're joined by Chandler Hake from Panther Men's Lacrosse. Chandler, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
So what's your major at Florida Tech, and why did you choose it? Is it something that you've always wanted to do?
Yeah, so my major is computer science with the cyber operations concentration. And I chose computer science because I've always loved computers, always had an interest in them. And after looking at all the opportunities, I felt like computer science just offered the most robust and upcoming experiences in the job market in general.
So growing up in Pennsylvania, what was it about Florida Tech that drew you here?
So with Florida Tech, it kind of had the big three for me, which was computer science with the academics, lacrosse, of course, and also ROTC because I'm in that as well.
How do you plan to use your degree after graduation?
So for at least the first 4 years, I'll be in the Army, so hopefully I get the cyber branch for that. But after the Army, I definitely plan to go into the cybersecurity field, especially around here in Melbourne. There's a couple really good companies around here that I'm looking to get into.
So what are some of the exciting projects you've been able to work on in your classes here? Have you been able to do like hands-on stuff? And you just mentioned some of these companies. Have you had a chance to work with them? What's that been about?
So yeah, Dr. O'Connor is the professor that's in charge of the cyber concentration, and he does just a fantastic job getting us a lot more hands-on stuff than you would at like a regular university. We get to code a bunch of really cool tools and essentially do a bunch of, as you know, people would see it as hacking in a controlled environment, of course, but that's some really cool hands-on stuff.
How do you keep everything balanced once the season starts? Because you mentioned ROTC, and I know you've had competitions come up in season before, and I know you guys practice early. How do you make everything work and keep everything on target for you?
So honestly, every year is kind of like a whirlwind. Obviously, you know, the normal answer is just time management and keeping track of things. But at the end of the day, you kind of have to take things day by day, especially when most days you got to get up at 5. So you kind of have to balance everything out with a schedule, a list, anything that works, but taking it day by day is usually what works best.
How has being a collegiate athlete prepared you for all of this? Because not just are you handling classes, but you have ROTC as well. And do you feel like there's anything from playing lacrosse that's helped you in the classroom?
Honestly, just being like a team player with things is always just super helpful. That I've noticed, at least, not just with the classroom too, but with ROTC as well. Being really cooperative with other people and having really good communication skills is always really helpful, and I feel like that's something that I learned from sports in general, just because you know, being a part of a team, you learn how to cooperate with other people and communicate.
What advice would you give to an athlete coming to Florida Tech that has an interest in computer science and also, or maybe separately, who is looking to do ROTC as well?
Just some advice that I would give to them is, you know, don't be scared of the grind and definitely start with the basics. So at least with on the computer science side, you just got to learn from the basics. You have to really hunker down and just do your work. And on the lacrosse side, you know, it's a day in and day out task that you kind of have to get done. And you start as a freshman, but you work your way up always, and you know, you're going to get playing time as long as you're working hard.
Lacrosse last year won 10-6 this past season and returned to the SSC tournament for the first time in 4 years. What are you looking forward to most in 2023?
I'm looking forward to see how this kind of new team dynamic works out with the new season. You know, with our coaching change, you know, this is the first fall that we've had with Coach MacArthur. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that evolves into the season and see how our team chemistry kind of is differentiated a little bit and see if it's a good thing.
I think we got nothing but good things coming up. Chandler, thanks for joining us.
Of course, thanks for having me.